Hello everyone, I'm Lynn, and today we're going to talk about the topic of Canada in the bug. And allegedly there are some anti-shot taxation discussions going on, so this person wanted to know a little bit more about that. And before I get to the question, real quick, everybody, thank you so much who have supported me. And I just want to say, if you like these videos and you would like to see more content like this, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share my work. It really, really helps me out, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you that does that. I'm trying really hard in 2022 to grow the Psychic Focus community. So every little bit of help I get is very much appreciated, and I want you each and all to know that. So without further ado, let me get to the question. This is what they had sent to me. A huge database of beer bug shot injuries and deaths has been created. It seems a whistleblower is leaking data. Here's a direct link. And on my blog itself, go to it. I have the link listed out in the blog post for today. There is some sorting to get to the root of all of it, but the info is being made available. So I think that's really great. People are able to actually access this information and see it firsthand. Also, the soulless, as they refer to it, Quebec Premier announced that no shot takers will be taxed in Quebec. Wow. The soulless one says he would be working with the finance minister to work out the logistics of such a contribution, but said it would be a significant amount. Do you think this insanity will come to fruition to tax the no-shot Canadians? Thank you for your attention. And this person signed their question concerned, which absolutely each and every one of us should be concerned. So this question, super important, also very kind of putting people out on the radar here, trying to figure out what is going on. And as I tuned into this, I heard the phrase, the eyes of the world are looking to see how this experiment pans out. And what I mean by that is that in many areas, they are enforcing passes to participate in just random elements of daily life. And it might be travel, it might be public transportation, even employment. They have succeeded a lot in getting a mass amount of cooperation and people getting the shot. People don't necessarily want the shot, but they're able to bully people into it because people think if they get it, that they can continue on with their life, meaning earn money, travel, see their family, etc. They just want their lives back. So this is being dangled in front of them. Hey, if you do this, then you'll get your life back. There are still those that resist, but with every manipulation from the government, more people will comply. They just make life hard to where people are just, they can't take it anymore. People are so over hearing about this shot, hearing about the bug, living in this beer bug world that they've adopted a false belief that it will go away if we just all comply with the government's wishes and get the shot. People are really starting to feel that way. They just want it to go away. They have this hope, really, that if they just do what they're told and it happens in mass quantities, life will go on as it was. They don't see the bigger picture here. The next tactic is to not only make this very challenging to work around activities of daily living, as I described above, impacting people's work and their livelihood and travel and fun. They want to tax those that refuse under the guise of they are the ones costing the system money due to the necessary medical care and the resources that they require. Those that rather took the shot initially out of virtue signaling are completely on board with this idea of thinking and the way that people are thinking to do this and agree with the forcing of it. But those that did it because of manipulative more tactics, they're somewhat on board because they did it, right? So it's like, hey, I sucked it up and did it. Can we make other people do it too? But deep down, they know that this is wrong. And it almost confirms why they didn't want to do it to begin with. Canada is being very delicate in how they roll this out because the rest of the world may be inspired to follow suit. If I haven't said it a million times already, just hear this. This is a huge social experiment, and other governments want to see how this works out in a country that doesn't have guns or a constitution framed like the US. Basically, hey, if we can try it here, how does that work out? How do people respond? How do we get it to go through? How well received is it? Who's going to fight it? There's all these things going on. This is an experiment. They want to see the reaction that people are going to get from this. They will develop the do's and don'ts for any future rollouts. So countries are looking to Canada, hey, if you're daring enough to do this, let's see your process of how you do it, and does it really work? Are people further bullied into doing it? Do they pay the tax? Do they not pay the tax? Does it cause a revolt? There's a lot of things they don't know, but Canada's willing to take this on. So the question that I ask myself, because that's how I propel my readings when I'm focusing on a topic, I ask myself, so how do I see them doing this? How exactly are they going to pull this off? And I got that they're somehow going to tie it to the taxes or employment status with your employer. They're going to be some kind of withholding on your paycheck or a surcharge until you submit a card with a valid patient number or an identifier. And that's going to be the key ingredient here. This fee or the tax would be withheld on your weekly or biweekly income. And if you are on disability or you get some kind of government assistance, you're going to see the deduction on there unless you submit the patient number or identifier. So basically, your employer is going to collect that information from you. If you don't have it to submit, just like a tax ID number, your name or your address or anything else, if that is incomplete and you don't have that blank filled in, you will be surcharged for it. And if you don't submit it with your government, disability, whatever that, I see them surcharging you in that way. For those that are independent contractors or self-employed, I get on your tax forms, you're going to have a field to fill in the patient number or identifier. If you do not have that information and leave it blank, there's going to be a taxable amount you have to pay. Rather than get a deduction or a credit, you're actually going to get a surcharge if you don't comply and fill that blank in. So then I wanted to know, is there a way to avoid this at all? Can people hide from it? How do you get exempt from this? Because that's really what we all want to know. Hey, if they're going to roll this out, how do we circumvent it? I get that the early rollout phase, you're going to have to submit some kind of form from your doctor explaining why you're exempt. It's going to be very medically based. I don't know that they're going to actually do religious or any other kind of an exemption. It felt very ingrained with the doctors because they control the doctors. So there you go. Doctors are going to be very scared or intimidated to fill out the form for fear of a license being seized. More control. You will need a very compelling reason for them to assist you in this. And I couldn't see exactly what that would be. It's almost like I couldn't see it because it doesn't really exist. They think everybody needs to do this. So, all in all, we're in some very, very scary times here. So stay safe and continue to seek and share the truth. That's all we can do. And just listen to your inner voice. Listen to what you think is right and what decision is right for you and your family. And that's all I have. I want to thank you so much for listening. Please feel free to leave a comment. I would be curious, what is going on where you live? How are people navigating through this? I think us sticking together and having a little community is one great way to at least show support in that way. Open-minded, like-minded people. So I will leave you with that. Again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thank you. Bye.